Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Ultimate Live. I am with the founder of Ultimate Retreats, Christina Will Spears. Christina, welcome. It's been a while since we've done one of these.
It has. It has. My phone's alerting me as well. Just a second if I can get it
Yeah,
to.
it's congratulating you for the retreat you just finished.
Yes, for getting home. For getting home. It's very nice to be home. It's one of the beauties of going away and you see all the cool things while you're away, and then you get home and it's like you welcome home so much more. You really appreciate all those little things about being home when
I
you,
can understand that. I can
yeah.
understand that because I'll be honest with you. I actually miss the COVID period. I miss sitting home. I miss doing everything from home. Now, when the world is open again, you're running around traveling. Like even Saturday, I have to catch an early morning train. I'm like, can't I just Zoom this? Do I really have to go meet them personally? So you miss that comfort you have at home. But at the same time, right? You do retreats, and you just had one, which is
Yes.
amazing. You've been on the road for 2 weeks. So tell us about the retreat. Tell us about the retreat.
Well, one of the things I absolutely love about retreats is I do almost all of my work virtual. And so I get to, one of the things I really am blessed is I get to meet all these people online. And then during retreats, I actually get to meet them in person. And so a lot of these people I'll be working with for a couple of years, and then I actually get to see them. I mean, I see you guys all the time online, but it's another feeling when I'm in your heart space. When I actually can give you a hug or, just have a meal with you or just have a casual conversation about something or look at the pictures of your children and just all these little things that we just take for granted on a daily basis, but it's just it's a blessing to have that time with those people, and I really really appreciate that. I really love doing that. That's one of my favorite things with retreats.
You know, um, I started with you on this journey of retreats. Obviously, last year we did a online retreat because travel was still little restricted, and there were too many requirements like vaccinations and all of that. Um, what do you enjoy most about doing retreats?
Besides getting to see people in person, the other thing is when we're actually doing those activations, those healing sessions, seeing them actually right after they've had a Reiki session or had a quantum healing or something, to see the the healing effects. When you actually see the effects of something taking place, or to be there as it's taking, working through, to be able to assist them in the process and say, oh, this is your higher self telling you this, as they're starting to feel those effects from the self, the subconscious and the physical, and talk them through the after effects. That's a beautiful blessing because there's so many things that happen after a great healing. And it's really cool to be able to see and to work through it. And then it's like, as someone who's um, assisted in a healing, it's like, wow, okay, that it's really transpired. That it's really worked. And then it's that also is a blessing.
It's that energy exchange, right? When you're face to face, you see that shift in that energy that was blocked or it was waiting to be healed, and then suddenly you see that transformation. So
Yeah.
I totally get what you're talking about. I've seen that happen when I've done my speeches. I mean, after my speeches, when people come up and they're like, oh my God, we're just, they're in another energy totally. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it just that alone is such a beautiful blessing. It makes you feel like what you've done is completely worth it and then some. It totally it you gives you a whole nother gift to do that. Give Yeah, it's so beautiful.
So, what was unique about this one, the one you just did?
Well, this one we were working with the divine feminine. But it was really beautiful because a lot of I had called in specifically to ask for people to drop our judgment. And I'd asked for people to come in and just offer love, and it was so beautiful because everything we'd asked for came in, and source just brought it. But it was also beautiful because um, everyone had ex- we noticed that, as because I'd called in certain things, everyone had this, we were coming in with the same healing to be done, because it was for that particular thing, to heal the divine feminine. And as we go in, we were working on those particular aspects. So it was very beautiful to work on those aspects together.
So, do you do the same program every time, or?
That's the beauty is, we work because I work with source and stuff. They connect me with what is supposed to be working on with that at this particular time. So last time it was for the um, the divine feminine, and this coming time we're working with divine masculine. It's just another step up, and we're going to be working with new aspects of the same, another, it's almost like a dimension up. We're moving up in the vibrational energy. And so, no, we don't do the same thing every time. We move different things around. In fact, last time we were using like essential oils and crystals. We were doing different workshops with that. This coming time, we're not going to be using them pretty much at all. So we're going to be using totally different things, totally new workshops, and and activating um, deeper dimensions. But at the same time, we're going to have more time for relaxation.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice. So
isn't
this
that
this
beautiful?
so do you choose different locations every time?
That's the other thing. Yeah, we choose different locations. And as we do that, we send energy not only to ourselves, but to the locations in the key line, the key codes into Mother Gaia. So we're not only healing ourselves, but we're healing Mother Earth at the same time. And we're actually even sending this energy in to all that are ready to receive as well. So other people, other souls, who other others who are ready to receive all other souls. So, if you're on the same vibrational frequency and you're ready to receive this energy, you will receive it during this. And so, when put in like a group for women, they are still going to be activated with some of this energy for free, just by being part of our group. It's just a free gift, we do for every
That
retreat.
that's amazing. But do you feel that it's a necessity to keep changing locations?
Yeah, actually, I do that specifically because we're sending that energy into Mother Gaia. we're sending it in. And I was told very specifically to go to Florida because Florida is needing a lot of healing. Um, I'm not sure if it's necessarily the people or the earth. Actually, it's the earth. That part of the earth needs a lot of healing. And so we're going there to assist with the earth energy at this time. And, we're also going to be using the earth for our activations and stuff. We're going to be working with all that, but we're also going to be giving back at the same time.
Oh, nice, nice. And what's the location of the next retreat?
That's a secret. We don't ever tell the exact location until people have signed up for the safety and security of the women, but it is going to be in the Gulf coastal because we're going to be working with we're going to be on we're going to be within walking distance of the beach, so we're going to all walk to the beach, do activations and work on the beach. We're also going to have a pool, so if you're one that doesn't really like to swim in the ocean but likes to swim, you'll have a pool to swim into with as well. So because we're going to be doing swim every retreat, I like to have something you can do that's active. This last one,
Mm.
we were on a mountain, and there was all these deer and stuff that you could like pet. I mean, not they weren't like in a deer park to pet. They were just natural deer, and they would come up to you, and you could. We were feeding them, and they would just naturally let you pet them. There were bear there too, but they didn't come at the same time. They would come early in the morning and then be gone during the day. And so they weren't, actually I was never afraid of the bear. I've
Oh,
never
okay.
I was never afraid of them because they were never around like during hours we were awake and around. Um, we just happened to have one of the women got up really early and took video of the bear, and it was just beautiful. But all these animals kept coming to us throughout the whole retreat, and that alone I thought was a beautiful sign, a beautiful blessing. And they would come
Oh,
at
yeah.
just the right time. We would be doing an activation, and the animals would come. It
They
was just
sense it. They sense the energy, right? They feel energy more than we do.
yeah, yeah. And then we would be doing another activation, and it would start hailing. It would go from just dramatic differences, and it was like Source was working with us. It was
Oh,
very
wow.
beautiful. Yeah,
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
yeah.
Since you mentioned you send energy first to the place wherever you're having the retreat, and definitely when you leave some energy behind as well. Um, is that something you would, because I know you're into energy work and all, would it be wise to call back that energy once you've left the retreat?
No, I leave it as imprint because I'm putting it down into the core of Mother Gaia. I leave it all the way down into the core. And further down I go, the the better. As far down we go and as far up we go, the better, because um, the further down into Mother Gaia we connect, the more we ground, but then we're also receiving. We receive so much knowledge and information by connecting deeply with Mother Gaia, um, and grounding in with her. And then we release all that we no longer need with Mother Gaia. It's like we're nourishing her. And then we receive all this by going up through our pillar with Source. So by receiving all that sun, that light, that's just nothing but knowledge.
Nice, nice. So
And
your upcoming retreat, the one What's going to be different about this one?
It's going to be just one more day, an extension of one more day. So it's going to, in that way, it's going to be longer. We're going to have one more activation. There's going to be more meditation time. So, in a lot of ways, we're just going deeper. The meditations in the morning are going to be light, so they're not going to be like a real deep meditation, but we are going to do a meditation in the morning and at night. And the reason I was told to do that is because I'm going to basically mimic my day, my daily routines, and what I would show my students, anyone that I am doing any intense training with. This is how I do daily routines. And so, if you have worked with me at all, I teach people their, a daily routine. And the first thing when you first get up in the morning and last at night, we do meditation. And I teach them meditation because that's when your brain is most receptive to um, to knowledge, and so they connect with their higher self at that time to receive from source and Mother Gaia and their angels, you know. And so that we're building that up at the ends of the day, and then in the middle part of the day after meditation, we're gonna have breakfast, relaxation. Um, we're gonna enjoy some time in with the ocean and stuff like that, and then we're going to do some activations or some not activations. I'm sorry, some workshops later on in the day and really work with the different, um, uh, with the sun, the with grounding. It's more basic types of working with earth and all these things, but it's we're going to be using them through workshops, and it's going to be very profound in how we do that. And we're going to be working together. We're also going to be doing the women's groups because the women's groups we do a lot of work there. And the women's groups, excuse me, and the workshops are going to be kind of like connected. And we still will have one group activation. The group activation is where we do the epigenetics and quantum healing, and we all put it in together. Everyone chooses what they want to heal, and that's really a lot of. There's a lot of intense healing done there, because you can see before they even leave, they can start feeling a big shift. And I've had a lot of them come back, or a few from the other retreat and say, "Wow, I got home and I could feel the difference." So it's really cool to hear the response when they're coming home from the last retreat and stuff. So that's
It's like
always,
a breath of fresh air, right? But it's a
yes,
lot of fresh air with the healing modalities, and it's one of those things you don't forget. It lasts with you for a long, long time.
exactly. Well, and then we have the group. So I have a women's group. So then you are invited into the women's group. This last time they were invited in, they get to integrate with all the same knowledge that they're learning throughout this. And then if they're not interested in the women's group, they'll have some online credit, so they can either choose the women's group or they can have like a quantum healing on their own, something like that, that they can use in exchange for some online services when they get back.
Oh, nice.
So it's a, I don't, when they leave the retreat, it's not like I'll see you later, have a good life. I love to integrate you with some online knowledge, so you're still being supported after the retreat.
Got it. You know, your brand is Ultimate Retreats. Why did you choose retreats? Like most people have coaching programs or they have these blueprints, but you chose retreats. Why did you choose retreats?
I chose retreats. Gosh, I think because I have always loved to have um, parties. You know, I always love to entertain people. I always like to make people happy and bring people to my house and have, you know, before I ever had a retreat, ever thought of any of that. Um, as a teenager, I loved going to retreats. I would go to different healing, not, it wasn't healing retreats so much, it was like educational retreats. Even in my 20s, I would do different ones like that. And then I I've just always found that I love bringing people together. I love bringing people together. And so and then when I started meditating, I could see tons of people together. It just came in. It just came in that I was going to be bringing tons of people together and we were all going to be learning all kinds of cool things and learning from each other, different things. And so I would go and travel different places and learn from different people, and they would learn from me. And we would all, it would be a beautiful blessing in that way. And that came in way before I ever became a light worker. So it just has continued. And I just, I, the first day I ever had an intake for my light worker certification course, she asked me, what do I want to do? And I told her about my download about doing retreats. And it's just grown because I see it as a way of bringing all these beautiful people together from all over the world.
I love that. I love that. I just could visualize it just now,
Yeah,
seeing all these different uh, masters of their craft in one destination. And the energy in those places is so different. It's so different. Have you noticed that? Like when you're around normal people, but when you're around healers and coaches and, light workers, the energy is just completely different.
it really
Um,
is. It really is. And it feels so good. It feels so good. And so when I was a little girl, I spent a lot of time around of a lot of eclectic people. My first couple of years of life was spent around people from all over the world. And and that's where I felt most at home. And in this big house filled with over 50 people, and they were from all over the world. They came from people from their 20s all the way up until their 70s, and they were from all over the world. And I was so comfortable there. And so it's like coming back to home.
oh, that's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love the way you explained that. I love the way you explained that. And the reason I was talking about energy was because I just saw a video like a day or two ago where they showed this cancer patient, right? And he's completely sick. And they're like these three doctors, but they're not like regular doctors. They're like energy doctors. And they just um, look at that patient and they send him energy and they see on the screen how the cancer, was it cancer or a tumor, I don't know what it was, but it just started healing. No medicine, nothing, it just started healing. So being in that energy is so important because everything is energy, end of the day, right? um, but wow, I can imagine how the retreat would have been, and I can imagine how your next one's going to be. It's going to be so powerful. um, and since you're not mentioning the location, when are you expecting to have this retreat?
This one is in October. And I keep being told it's going to be like my birthday retreat because my birthday is at the beginning of October, and it's almost like a birthday gift. You know, even though I'm not celebrating my birthday at this retreat, it still feels like a birthday gift just to be doing this retreat. Just to be in the presence of everyone and to have the ability to do this. So it does, it always feels like a blessing to be able to do these retreats. And I'm already getting connections for the next one after that, because the next one, this one I'm going to be doing by myself, but the next one I'm coming back with Marie, and we're going to do one in her home backyard. And
Oh,
I'm
nice.
really excited about that because I was told definitely to do this next one with Marie. And we're going to, I can already feel her energy in it and her giggling. So yes, it's going to be exciting. I'm really excited to get back together with Marie for the next one. And I, that next one, we're going to be combining some energy, and that's going to be an amazing retreat. We're going to be going over to to the Sedona area.
Oh, Sedona. Oh my God, that's one place I have been wanting to go.
And you
That
know,
is.
I've actually been wondering if you might want to come to that retreat, but I don't know if you know. So we'll have to talk about that because that one might even be a co-ed retreat.
Oh, nice. I look
Hmm.
forward to that. I look forward to
Yes,
that.
that one I'm wondering might be a co-ed retreat because it's coming. That's what it's coming to feel like. Yeah, so we have to
Well,
talk.
you know, I've been seeing a lot of Instagram and a lot of the people I follow, right? People, influencers or coaches or business people, and they've been having their masterminds. They've been having these events. A lot of them have been done in Arizona, in Sedona, and a lot of them are also being done in Bali. So I can see
Yeah,
the commonplace,
that's
you
on
know.
the list too. Bali is definitely on the list. Yes.
And because I live in I used to live in Indonesia. I mean, for me, it's like, oh my God, coming back home.
Yes.
Uh, Bali is like they say, island of gods. So that would be one amazing place to have
Yeah,
one as
there's
well.
yes. I've seen some places over there and it's like, oh my gosh, the pictures are just amazing. So yes, we have to definitely look at some places over there and check that out because I've seen Bali and Bali would be beautiful to go to. And yes, and that's one of the things Marie and I were talking about just this morning about we were going to start planning on some overseas trips are coming up. You know,
Oh, nice.
they're starting to we're starting to plant those seeds, you know. So yeah, I can feel them coming, you know, they're going to be coming up. So and that's exciting. That's exciting because
It is.
it, it we've been waiting for that. You know, we just been waiting for the right time and the energy, and it's starting to feel like it's building for that. So it's exciting. We also have other things coming up for ultimate retreats. So we have a lot of fun things coming our way, you know, coming.
And I'm looking forward to it. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Um, is there anything you want to add regarding the retreat you just had, or um,
Not for right now. We're just going to wait, and I'll be putting in more stuff in the next couple weeks. But this has just been really fun, and I really look forward to doing this again. You know, it was really nice uh, to offer this for people. It was beautiful. It was truly beautiful, and it was a beautiful blessing to be able to do this and to be in the heart centered space of other people. You know, and to work through things. It's one thing to work through it in online, but it's another thing to do it in person, because there's things that we can only pick up in person, that, physically or even emotionally. There is a lot of things that it's easier to pick up on an emotional level in person. And it's just, because I can pick up a lot of stuff, and, on a subconscious level through, I've gotten really good at that through a screen. But it's amazing how much more you can do when you're just in a room with someone, and the work you can do with them. It's just, it's beautiful in just a short time.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I really
I
love
understand.
I really love that. So
Well, that's why you do these retreats.
yeah, I really do. I it's that's it reinforces it. It reinforced it. So
Got it. Thank you so much for
yes.
sharing about your retreat. And
Yeah.
I look forward to your next one whenever you announce it, the location and what the retreat's going to be about. At the same time, thank you for whoever was watching us live. You can leave us any comments. If there are none, when you watch this, do hashtag replay. And we're going to have another live tomorrow with me, Christina, and Grace Adibo. We will be coming and talking about uh, a few things. So tomorrow, 10 a.m. EST. What time is it in your
9 9
9
CST.
CST? Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's 10 EST, 9 CST. My time will be 10 p.m. Hong Kong time. So looking forward to see all of you tomorrow again. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Christina. I'll see you
Yeah.
again tomorrow for the next live.
Have a good night or day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.